Hello. It is the unfancy live right now. That is where I'm at in life. We did some testing and figured out what kind of cables we needed to get, so that was the day. Yes. Now, hey, Stan,
Yeah.
will you post on the Creepers group that I have gone live? I remember now that I said I was going to post before I went live. I did not post before I went live. I'm going to have you post after I go live. Scott Coulthard, awesome as always. John C., Big Dog Mask, Chad Smith, Hugo, Michelle, Rachel, Michael Lassiter, Jordan, Stanley S. Hello and welcome. We don't have fancy multicam tonight. That's something that we're learning how to do and figuring out. We did a test setup today that was very promising, and we'll be able to go probably, it's either Monday or Tuesday for that night's, it's either Monday or Wednesday for that night's live stream. We will have the multiple cameras and be able to do that. So this one is for real. We're going to do a little Cyclopsy stuff and a little bit of LED stuff. So, yeah, good times. Yes, I definitely have a fun Masters of the Universe wallpaper. Maybe you can convince me to get some goat action going on this evening. We'll see. Right now we have Stan with us. I don't know how long that will last. Hello, Jerry Collins, Warren and Ross, and Christopher Lizotte. What happened to the specialty hats from your shop helpers? I don't know what you mean, but it's not uncommon for me to not know what's going on.
Hey Scott, how are you? Want me to read comments?
Oh, they're around. We actually have a stack of pre-distressed hats that my wife just has not put them up for sale. She has a hard time selling something the dog chewed on, and I keep telling her that that's what people really want. It's customized and distressed, not something the dog ate. So the hats are coming.
Stanley S. says, use your pool noodle trick today on Frankenstein, really filled out the PVC pipe structure.
Awesome. Isn't that a great trick? That is something that, now that you know it, you'll use it all the time, and they will be way more useful than they were before.
Hey Hugo.
Earlier, all I had was, you were doing some testing while we were making the Lake of Banana Sadness. And I will pan over and show you the Lake of Banana Sadness. This is a mold that we were working on.
Hey,
this is 7445 urethane is what this mold is made out of. It's going to take up this much space in the middle of my shop for the next 16 hours until I can flip it over. And we use this urethane. This is going to be a concrete mold. And this will, there's a concrete disc that I'm going to pour up out of this, which is an emblem for a castle. It's a very long story. This is my Lake of Banana Sadness. Why? Because that's a $600 mold. In case you guys want to know what a $600 mold looked like, that's it. Right there. It does look like banana pudding. It does look a bit like a pizza, but it is not delicious like a pizza. It is poison like a not pizza. So you guys will be surprised to know that before I work, I have to clean off some space.
Line Cook Thor says, hi guys.
Hello, Line Cook Thor.
Happen Mojo wants to know if you're going to make a castle grace.
Funny you should mention that, because someone keeps sending me Masters of the Universe pop head figures, and they're awesome. Not that I want to encourage that behavior per se, but I am very appreciative. They also sent my wife one that was Ripley and Jonesy, which she loves. But anyway, yes, so I was thinking about making a Snake Mountain themed shelf for them with just like a styrofoam frame that fits around it. This is not for the outdoor oven. This is a castle project that is separate. Batmobile lost a wheel. Something banana peel.
Got away.
Hello, Masato K. Yes, $600 for a mold. Well, how much of the reproduction is going to run? Well, it's a one-time thing. So it was for a castle, a nearby castle, wanted a nice concrete emblem. So we cut it out on the laser, and then we cut everything out of the laser. We laid it out because my laser's not big enough to cut it out in one piece. And now we're making a urethane mold in order to peel the wood and foam structure out that we made it out of. We then also coated it in monster clay, so it had, you know, one singular structure with texture. And then we made this mold. Tomorrow we'll know if the mold works. And you know, we'll start pouring up. Thomas, you're not crazy far off. It is an expensive project. I don't think my wife would like a pizza oven that looks like Snake Mountain. I would love it, but I don't think that she would. So tonight, I know I'm going to paint the Cyclops. And Stan, are these your sunglasses?
They are.
Okay. If you would like to see them again, you should take them back from the Cyclops. It is now raining. That's good. Okay. So I am thinking that we're going to be fine here, but we do have a storm in the area, so I don't know how long it's going to last or if it will affect my Wi-Fi. If it does, then we'll change things. So this is the Piranha mask. Piranha. Okay, I got further on it than I thought. That's nice. Good. And cover it back up. Stan, you're going to have a couple sculptures laying at your table with you, okay?
Okay.
Stan is working on labels for mask paint because there's a lot of legal crud that has to happen for that to work. Okay, yes, Eartha Kitt's Catwoman was very nice. There may be a hood on Skeletor back there. If we're lucky, we can convince Stan to wear it later.
Oh, I'll put that on right now.
Okay, Stan will put on. I will attempt to flock a goat at least partially this evening. We're not going to go full goat. Don't let your friends go full goat, but we can go partial goat and let you guys see. So first you put on the hood, then you put the hood back. Maybe all I'll get done tonight is the Cyclops painted, because Warren wanted to see it painted tonight. I worked hard to not paint it yesterday. Now we have not aged the hood yet or anything. Or no, the bat's on it.
Is it on?
Yeah, you can feel it on there.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Okay, so come around front. Okay, so this is the hood, and what maybe you can't really see, walk a little closer. We haven't aged, we haven't blackened in here yet. See the bat that's on here? That's an applique that is put on. He has that. We also have that we cut on the laser, the shoulder pieces, which we have not yet all the way done, but they will go on just like this for Skeletor. Okay,
All right.
that's that. Kind of easing into it tonight. It's going to look Stanator, is what they're saying.
Stanator.
It does look kind of nice.
It looks really good.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy the thumbnail. Seconds of thought goes into every thumbnail that I do for my live feeds. Seconds, I tell you. Seconds. The Stinkor sculpt is all the way done. I'm very happy with it. Let's move it. Maybe tomorrow I'll mold these two. I too think that Stan would make a fine Skeletor. Yeah, in all honesty, it doesn't take a lot to do the flocking. So I will get to that this evening after I paint the coat. After I paint the Cyclops. Well, what was happening earlier was we were testing out a system where we can do multi-camera streaming so that we can have one camera that's detailed on the sculpt, another camera that's wide room, and then a moving camera. So we're just trying to do a little bit more of a professional setup so that the live streams are a little more professional, a little slicker, just nicer. I don't know, what's going to happen with the whole world, like I have no idea. So I kind of want to be prepared in case I'm doing more of this instead of less of this, And if I'm doing more of this, I might as well put the same commitment into it I do into my haunts and stuff. All right. I'm going to paint right here, that way I can quickly and easily see stuff. You know what? The eye under here is almost done, and it's taped off, and it looks really good. I'm very happy with how the eye is turning out so far. I'm going to go ahead and paint these. I'll paint him flesh tone with a bit of orange in it. Thank you, Cactus Jack. Masato, I would love to have your help. Probably someone is walking their dog.
So you're buying a golf cart.
Yeah, that happens too. We're in a very sheltered little wooded road with a lot of retired people, so there's a lot of golf cart travel on our street. And let's be real, golf cart travel is the best kind of travel. Because it means wherever you're going, it's low stress. Like, no one drives a golf cart into a riot. It just doesn't happen. If you're driving a golf cart, you're going to have a good day.
Third Degree says, thanks for holding off on painting him. I'm looking forward to watching you do your magic.
I wouldn't call it magic. Let's call it deception.
Scott asks, will you be broadcasting to Facebook and Twitch at the same time you go live with the new setup?
No, but I am going to get set up for Twitch. So what I will probably do is I will do Twitch streaming one day a week, and then do Facebook the other days of the week. Of course, with the 2 days off, one is a production day, and the other one is just a rest day, which me and Shannon enjoyed last night thoroughly. We just don't sit and watch TV very often. And we were both done working and sitting and watching TV by 9 p.m., which is pretty darn astounding. It doesn't sound like a lot, but we watched 2 episodes of What We Do in the Shadows. Really enjoyed it. I don't think that the Cyclops has a name yet as far as being a mask. I don't think it has a name.
Sato said Cyclops.
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 Yes. Well, Masato is going to be in charge of picking the name. So he is going to listen to everybody. Oh, Brontes, we do have a name. That's right, Brontes. We have a name. Thank you very much. I almost forgotten it. Yeah, which is actually a good name. It's straight from mythology. And you know what? On the night that I'm painting him, we actually have thunder outside. So that's good. I'm going to paint him very similar to Harryhausen's Cyclops. Because I like that paint job.
So Ross asked, would metal-based paints, i.e. gold, silver, or bronze, do good in latex paints?
They're okay. What I normally do is I will mix them as a base, but unfortunately, the latex just stops a lot of that from coming through. So what I do then is then I will dry brush it with some of that paint straight. I'll dry brush it with some more of that paint, just so you really get the effect. Metallics aren't as good once they're mixed in latex. Metallics get a lot of their shine from little particles of metal that are floating exactly right. And when you add latex or whatever into that mix, they no longer float correctly.
Could you use like a neutral pearl over the top when you're done?
You can.
Make it shimmer?
You can. And there's actually stuff from
Hi, Linda.
Plastidip that you can spray on. Brontes is one of the 3 classical Cyclopses.
Hey, big dog. I've been doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
We're doing a little bit of social distancing here at the shop. We're not having as many people over at once, and we're kind of staggering folks out just for everybody's safety. Texas is a little bit of a hotbed. Now, not our county specifically. I'm in Hunt County. Hunt County does not have a high case count really at all. But Dallas County does. There is one county in between us and Dallas, and that's Rockwall. So I like having that bit of separation. Now things will take a little longer to dry tonight because it's raining outside. Stan, did you see Big Dog's reply?
Oh, absolutely. I was glad I hope I helped. I had a really great time in Monster Camp. I can't wait for the rest of them, and
Monster Camp was one of Stan's first official activities with still. You've been coming out for what, like a month?
When was Monster Camp?
You're asking the wrong person.
When was that?
I don't know.
I started
don't know
coming
what
out in August, so it'll be a year next month
that you've been coming.
that I've been coming out here. That was my first official function, if you want to call it that. Yeah. And it was really, really great to actually meet people from the community and see all the talent people have. I had a great time.
And Fondian, I saw your post that you just hopped on and we were ending. That was just a test we were doing earlier. We were testing a new setup of camera and stuff. We're not using it right now, but we will use it probably either Monday or Wednesday, whenever the new cables get in, because I've got a lot of cabling to do. And I did add some new t-shirts, of which of course I ordered myself some samples. One is I'd rather be making monsters. It's got a wire loop tool and a paintbrush crossed. I really like that one. And then the other one is the quote I made the other night. Everything I knew about management, I learned from Skeletor. So I made that into a t-shirt, and those are both on Teespring.
Heptaron.
And there's a Heptaron. Well, we launched Heptaron last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Heptaron. And Stan, are you wearing your Heptaron shirt?
I'm wearing my Heptaron.
You should get up and show them your Heptaron shirt. It is kind of snazzy. Very
It is
simple.
snazzy.
You need to back up.
There we go. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heptaron looks pretty wicked. I mean,
Yeah. I'm very happy with it.
that's a good design. For a one color shirt, it's got a lot of pop.
Yeah.
I think we're going to end up locking back down. The governor of Texas actually just made masks mandatory. So, Big Dog, I think I saw your mask. I believe that I did. And I think you were kind of looking for some direction, if I remember right. But I'll need to look at it. I haven't been online a lot, sadly. I don't know if Cobwebs is on. Are you guys going to yell at him not going live yesterday?
Courtney says, "Sweet shirt." Reminds me, and then
Of a Danzig.
of a Danzig shirt, but not as embarrassing to wear.
Mother! Didn't he sing Mother?
No, you did.
Mother!
Sad part is I can sing that song because it was on MTV every 15 minutes.
Yes, it was on. All right, so I'm really liking the Cyclops. And it's just a dry brush right now, but boy, that is the skin tone that I want. I am going to let this dry, then I'll bring it up a little bit. Meaning I'll just do another coat. Now this one, there was still some clay in his lip, so I actually had to rebuild his lip with some latex. Thank you, Living on the Bluff. Big Dog, if you want to send me some pictures, you know that I can always make you do more.
Onion says, Mickey's Not So Scary is officially canceled and Universal is leaning hard to not doing HHN this year.
I don't know if Universal is. I think Universal is right now, they're a go. Full disclosure, they've ordered some things from me for this Halloween. So I'll be making some things for them, for Universal. So I think they'll be going.
Ross says, Cobwebs and Candlesticks is in the corner rocking himself, saying it should have been Mum Ra. It should have been Mum Ra.
Dude, it blew up on Wednesday. We're trying to pick what sculpt. And he was trying to lead a revolt because Mum Ra was on the list, but didn't get picked as the two that they vote between.
Yeah,
So
you know, it's kind of, Thundercat's kind of a niche.
I love Thunder. Well,
It
you know
didn't
what?
get the exposure.
The Thundercats bad guys were not as strong as the Masters of the Universe
No.
bad guys. Even Silverhawks actually had stronger bad guys.
Right.
And I'm not entirely sure of why that is, but Thundera is a well-developed world. There was a lot of cool stuff that the show had, but you had Mum-Ra, and the other bad guys just weren't that memorable. I mean, I know them. There's Monkey and Slythe and Jackalman.
Right.
Those are the ones that I remember clearly, but not as strong as the plethora of bad guys you got from Master of the Universe.
Well, that's a good word.
Plethora. Okay. I have a phone meeting scheduled tonight for 11 p.m. I guess it's 8 p.m. their time. I'm gonna get help setting up my Amazon affiliate account.
Ross says, never mention Snarf.
Snarf. Man, Snarf. Who said that? Block that.
Ross did. We're blocking Ross.
You know what? Snarf had his place, and it was in the garbage. That was his place. Where his place should have been and stayed. All right, skin tone.
Ron Ian says, one of my friends that works there is saying they're prepping to open, but it's looking like a no-go. Universal.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. You have to be ready for anything. Where we're at right now, and right now we're not legal to open. So we're hoping that things change and we'll be legally allowed to open right around opening time.
Courtney says, how about Thundar the Barbarian bad guys? Or are they too cartoonish?
Can you name them? I can't name them. I know Ukla the Mock. I know that.
I know the Triceratops thing shot the rocks.
That wasn't that was the Herculoids.
Oh, that right.
Wasn't even Thundar the Barbarian. That was in their power hour, but it wasn't one of those. Yeah, I mean, like, their bad guys just weren't. They didn't have a lot. I love Thundar the Barbarian and his lightsaber, Sun Sword. I meant to say. Yeah. Like, what if Conan had a lightsaber? It's called Thundar the Barbarian.
Happen Mojo says, I always thought the villains were a little cute in Thundercats because technically Lion-O is underage.
Yeah, Lion-O is like 13 years old, and there's so many like weird implications with that. Lion-O is like a 13-year-old boy in like a 22-year-old's body.
Looks like a grown man.
Yeah, and that I'm really glad that show didn't explore all the things they could have and should have with that scenario. Hallelujah. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna say a word.
Kenny P says hi all. Corey Seymour says hi all.
Like, I don't know what, Chitara's duties were around the Thunderdome or whatever they called what's their cat fortress called?
Cat fortress, yeah.
Whatever it was called, yeah. But
she just ran really fast.
She did run fast. All right, I'm happy with that. That makes me happy. I like this. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and go in and let's do some dry brushing on the horn. Need a good horn color.
Hugo says the texture on the Cyclops skin is very interesting and very cool.
Well, okay, so texture is one of those words that I have to be careful with. He has a scale pattern. Scales, are they texture? I don't know if they're texture or not. I think that's his skin, and there's a texture on top of that in some of them. But thank you. I haven't seen the new Thundercats yet. What color is the first coat? It is a mix of orange and flesh tone. It is flesh tone with a pop of orange in it. And I might pop a little more orange into it here in a bit. Dirty bottle. Yes, Chitara's job was being hot. That's true. I agree. The packaging on the Master of the Universe, the paintings on it, and as well as the like the red rocks just flying at you, that very, very awesome packaging. So I mixed up some of this color. I put a lot more white into it, and then a little bit of yellow. It's a much brighter color, and this is going to go on the horn. I'm just going to dry brush it on the horn. The rain is really coming down now. Alexa, what's the weather like this evening?
This evening, you can look for mostly clear skies, with temperatures around 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow. Alexa has no idea that it's raining like cats and dogs out there.
Sorry, I don't know that, but I do have a skill you get. It's called Let's Play. You want to try it?
Alexa, no. I get you. It may look different. Let me get the camera a little bit closer. I have a couple cords attached to it that I'm worried about. There's my pile of paint. This is an orange paint. Orange and flesh tone and white. Are you going to plug in somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit I haven't seen all of the new Thundercat stuff. And I think this color will be a good start on the teeth, so I'll get another brush. Look, another brush. We go prop that door open. I thought I heard a key.
I think that was squeaky door.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Adding a little bit more white into this before I hit the teeth.
Craig says your Cyclops, hell yeah, looking good.
Why, thank you.
Well, he says Thundar had mind okay, a brain looking for an android body.
I'm willing to bet that mind okay was a typo. Just call that a guess from me.
Corey says, is that static sound a fan or the rain?
That's the rain. It is raining really good outside. You see it hitting that roof? Lasso Reno. I just got a color out, and now I forget what I was going to do with this color. I think I'm going to hit the lip. You guys distracted me with the rain. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah.
Mind Dot and Gemini, a two-faced being.
Yeah, I don't even remember those. It was cool to watch Oopla the Mock get mad and throw pickup trucks around. And it was fun to watch good old Thundar cut people in half with the Sun Sword and aerial blast, useless blast of light at things that largely had no effect whatsoever. Hate to say that, you thought she was holding down the team all by herself. But
Says, love how the bag of plaster is watching you paint. Chad says,
very concerned.
Chad says, so what kind of learning curve is there with the new camera setup?
It's well beyond me. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. There were boxes and squares.
There was a
It
lot
looked
there.
like the matrix coding was happening. There was a lot going on.
There was progress bars and
Yeah, like screen rain of code. It was weird.
Rachel says she can barely hear the rain over the fireworks being set off here. It feels like she's in a war zone.
Yes, I have our little Bella here in her thunder vest because we had thunder earlier and I'm anticipating fireworks this evening. So I will do goat legs for the Cyclops. I will. Yes. I'm going to do a version of this for me on stilts, and I'll do stilt covers and stuff for that. Alexa, add small blue brushes to my shopping list.
Small blue brushes added to your shopping list.
Undervests are amazing. Corey says Harryhausen would be proud.
Well, good.
Big Dog says I had the Thunder Chicken jackets for my Bulldog and boxer.
Got it. Once I'm in the wheelchair, I'm committed for a little while. When I get in, it tries to shoot me across the room.
Tillman Ross says Tillman is giving the Cyclops the side eye.
Tillman?
I don't know who Tillman is. Cyclops dwarf with those giant boots you showed last time.
I want to do a stilt Cyclops. I'm willing to bet we'll be able to place out enough stand.
Yeah, probably.
Both these.
It's a lot less fiddly.
Yeah, Gilman, yes. Giving Cyclops the side eye.
Chad wants to know if you'll do a muscle suit for the still Cyclops.
I'm working on something. I'm gonna see if something works. Okay, feel pretty good about that. Let's do a second coat up on the horn. Yep, I was a fan of Ukla the Mock. Now, I understand that he was a Chewbacca ripoff. I get
It's
it.
cool to say though.
Yeah.
Hoopla the Monk.
He was a Chewbacca ripoff. Thundar was Conan with the lightsaber. I understand all that. Doesn't mean they weren't cool.
Lisa said, I missed the agenda. Can someone fill me in?
I'm going to paint this guy. He'll be all painted tonight. And then we're probably going to work on the goat and do some flocking for people who really want to see some goat flocking.
Sado would like to know if you will stay with a fleshy color or more of a gray.
I'm going with that orangey skin tone that the original had, the Harryhausen version had. He had this, tone pretty close to what I'm doing here. I like that look, so that's what this Cyclops will have.
Black Amigo says, wow, that looks so awesome. Their skills are on point.
Why, thank you. And I actually think that I'm painted enough where I can pull the tape off of the eye.
Happening Mojo has a question. Have you ever used daylight resin, and how does it compare to normal A and B mixed resins?
I don't think I have used daylight resin. That's not a product that I'm familiar with.
Cyclops eye.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the Cyclops, and you can see out of that. That's what's cool. You can completely see out of it, no problem. I haven't,
Did you paint the mesh?
yeah, paint it white.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lisa says that's gorgeous. Courtney says cool with a lot of O's.
Thank you. Stan, would you hand me either a red Sharpie and a red pen out of the door? Please and thank you, sir. Well, this one you won't see the whole suit. This one is going to Warren. It's his job to make him a suit.
Paint Sharpie.
There's probably a red one, Stan, over there. Those lines are too fine to see as I thought they would be.
Courtney says, what is the white part?
That is window screen. That is window screen that I have painted white. Now you can tell. He does have his eye on me. And just some. This was something that I thought it would work. I thought it should work. So I did it, and it worked. And I was happy about it. Yes, I have worn it with the screen in, and you can see great. I am very happy with this setup. I have not tried perforated Kydex. Alexa, add perforated Kydex to my shopping list. I'll check it out. I haven't.
Kydex on your shopping list.
I haven't tried it, but I will. I'm more than willing to try new things. So he's pretty close to airbrush time. And everything I've done so far has been latex-based paint. So if I wanted to do a rub out or something, I could. Corey, do you use perforated Kydex on your masks? Nice. I will try that. I'll look into it. Yeah, because this is flat right now, and I'd like for it to have a little bit of a bubble. That would be really nice.
Chad says, along with the ancient mythical creatures, you should do a Medusa, marketed toward the ladies.
Medusa is so hard to do. It is amazingly difficult. There's so many questions. How do you do the snakes? And it's hard for them to look good. I'm up for a challenge, but I know that is difficult. It is difficult, lemon difficult. Yeah, the only vacuum former I have is a 6x6. I have a little 6x6 set up here.
Sean wants to know, how often do you replace head forms from them getting enlarged from all the paint you test on them?
No, yeah, I do test a lot of paint. but it takes a long time to build up that much. And frankly, you can normally just peel it off when it gets bad. Like over here, this looks pretty thick. Yeah, it'll peel off.
Third degree says brown ink alcohol rub might make the scale pattern pop.
Yeah, but I don't want to make him look grungy. I want him fairly crisp. So I probably won't do a rub out. What I will probably do is I'm going to airbrush, and I'll airbrush every single one of the scales to make them high-low.
Big Dog wants to know if you had to guess how many layers of paint are on that head form.
Many. Many. And foam rods would work well for what, Chad? What would foam rods work well for? Hello, Misty. This is the part where I stare at the mask while I become friends with him. Boy, what an engaging eyeball that sucker has.
Chad says the snake's on a Medusa head for the foam rods.
Yeah, but then they don't have any texture. You know, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, my snakes video, I use foam basically, and they're better for big snakes. Small snakes takes a little more work. Boy, I'm so happy with that eye.
It's wicked cool.
That
You can
eye.
see, even from here, you can see the veins in it.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm working on it. I'm thinking. I'm gonna go get my airbrush set up. I'm not gonna go get it. I'm gonna change. Stan, are you watching comments for me?
I'm watching.
If you're watching comments, I don't have to, then I can head over to my airbrush station.
Appleton says I would suggest using an anti-fog spray on the eye.
No, it's mesh. It's screen. It is screen, so it won't fog. It's not like it's a lens. It's window screen. I will not put lenses in masks because there is no anti-fogging agent that works well enough to stop it from fogging up. When you have a hot actor inside of it who is breathing and their breath comes up, your mask fogs up instantly. It makes paintball less fun. It makes everything less fun. So I'm glad you think it's a lens, but it's not. Warren, it's like you have an interest in keeping me focused on this project.
Appleton says I thought it was a lens. Great shape.
Yeah, look at it close. Are you ready? And now you can easily tell it's screen. I was hoping that would work. I was hoping that would work, and then bam, it works. Complete luck, I tell you.
Scott says it looks awesome.
Thank you. I'm happy with it too.
Misty says awesome work.
Why, thank you. Yeah.
When you done something me, you got out, felt it, right when you choose. So how about on middle too? Fell right through the cracks.
Have you heard that?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
get back.
Joanne says, could you do a Medusa mask like you did Cyclops, the head and the snakes added afterwards out of EVA foam?
Yes, and what I would think is you'd have to make a bunch of sockets, and then once you made all of those sockets, you would then I would do the snakes probably out of, if I were doing, I would do the snakes out of foam latex. I would bake all the snakes with foam latex with a wire embedded in them so that you could pose them after. But I think that that's the best way to do it.
Hey Scott, yep, it's me. How are you?
We have a stand tonight.
Good.
It's man's night. Like no nightclub has man's night.
Never.
They have ladies' night,
Man's niceness.
but they don't have dudes' night because no one would come. Dudes wouldn't come. Ladies wouldn't come. They're like, gross, bunch of boys. I'm not going there. Yeah, that place is going to smell like farts and beer.
Sada wants to know if you're painting with the 131313 paint.
That is what I have used. Everything up to this point was the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Now I'm going to move on to airbrush, and just start popping in some details with the airbrush.
Corey would like to know where you got your vacuum former. He's trying to find a small, affordable one to use for Mothman eyes.
Dental vacuum former. On Amazon, the dental vacuum former was only like $160. And it does a either 8 inches by 8 inches or 6 by 6. Dental vacuum former.
Big Dog said for paintball they had a fan that attached the mask when you ever fog up and it kept you cool.
Yeah, unless your battery died or you broke it, or and it didn't matter because you got shot in the visor, and then you have cornstarch schmutz on your eyeballs.
Schmutz.
Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. It is really good to be back on a live night.
Is it, Stan? Did you miss live nights?
Well, I mean, most of the time I leave right before.
Your day shift, Stan.
I'm a day shift guy, you know. Chad says it would be a ton of work, but I guess to use foam rods from Medusa, you could cut in the scales and hit it with a heat gun to open them up and shape them.
Yeah, I'm going to file that under that's a lot of effort.
Rob O'Brien says some clubs do. Guys know.
Well, yes. Artament, I would... See, now there's 2 types of gentlemen's establishments.
Yes.
There's one for straight gentlemen and one for not straight gentlemen. I would assume the not straight gentlemen's clubs have those evenings.
It's always guys night.
Yes. All right.
Rodney Pope says hello, everyone.
Hello.
One Fried Duke says, did you grow up using a creepy crawler toy?
Creepy crawlers. I believe I did have a creepy crawler toy. There was also there was a whole line of toys called Mad Scientist toys. Had a lot of those, and I caught my kitchen on fire with them once.
Hello, Joanna.
There was a toy in a tub called Living Ice, and it said on the package, the warmer it gets, the softer and squishier it gets.
So one out of fire.
Right, so I held it over top of the burner, and that stuff lit up like crazy. If it was today, we probably would have sued, because dang, that was a lot of fire. Me and my sister did manage to put it out. Good times. Good times. But yes, I had some creepy crawler toys, and the Mad Scientist. Another one they had at like a Build-A-Monster type workshop thing, where it was these little bones that snapped together, and you could put it in a mold with like Play-Doh flesh, and you squeeze it together, and then you could rip the flesh off of its bones, because you just made it and you want to be a jerk to it, I guess. I don't know.
Poor Beauty says, yay, Cyclops.
It's a
I
Cyclops.
hope all is well with the creepers and Alan.
So
Hope
far,
is all the creepers, Alan. I bet. Okay, Ty Bones. He's asking, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm going for, I think she meant to say, hope all is well.
all is well that ended well.
Christopher says they had the acid bath from Mad Scientist.
Yes, that's what I had. Yeah, I had that. Where then you put him in an acid bath and make him hate his life. Boy, all right. So with the weather that we're having right now, I'm just gonna have to start throwing my airbrush in something wet because it's drying out too much.
Like a gummy mess.
Dummy mess. One thing I hate doing is really clean out my airbrush all the time.
Happy Mojo says toys were so more dangerous back then. It's pretty amazing.
Oh man, it's amazing I'm alive. I made lots of poor decisions. Okay, you get to watch Alan clean his airbrush.
Lawn darts.
This is quality television. I do for lawn darts. I may be the exact reason why the packaging changed. Because I threw one through my neighbor's arm.
Oh.
Like right through like the waddle right here. Went right through. In and out.
These heavy spikes you throw across the yard at each other. With wings. Chad Smith says, question about a paint gun. The purple handled paint gun from Harbor Freight. Can I run the mass paint through it without adding more water to it?
Yep.
Does it cause problems if I don't add more water?
Nope. It runs just fine. That's how I run mine.
What PSI do you run it at?
I run it at 80 out of the compressor. Which, if all goes well, I'm going to go pick up a silent compressor this week. Yeah, I had a decent order come through from Universal Studios for some things. So, that's nice. Now I'll be able to see what I'm working on. Wow, I need some pliers.
Adam wants to know any tips or tricks for mounting eyes onto a latex mask.
So glue the first eye in from the outside and from the inside, I should say, from the inside, and really take your time lining it up. Because you're going to have to line up your second eye to that one. So really, secure the first one and know that the second one you want more fiddling time with. Normally I'll put the first eye in with super glue, and then I'll put the second eye in with something I have time to slide around, like a E6000 or something, because the eyes not being lined up perfectly are going to change anything that looks awesome into a doofus. You really have to take your time to get those lined up. Why don't I have air?
Happy to Mojo says, lawn darts, I don't understand who'd okay that, and chemistry sets that had mercury and radioactive components.
Yep. Build the uranium bomb. Great.
Horror Beauty wants to know, what is the eye made of?
Window screen. It is window screen. Can they see its window screen?
Yes, you can.
Oh yeah. But you have to kind of get close to stuff,
You do.
which is nice. Okay, I'm pretty sure. So all of the air pressure that I had in it was from before. What happens is that air compressor will walk a little bit and just pull its plug out of the wall enough where it will work.
So is that big monster one you have not work?
Works fine. It's just so noisy. I don't want to do that to the neighbors. Okay, now we're in shape. Great. You know what air brushes need to work well? Air. Clackers. Glass balls. That sounds dangerous.
Gregor's saying Rio over here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to mix up a nice dark brown
Or ask how close are you to your neighbors?
Probably an honest 80 yards or so from the neighbors on that side, from my air compressor, because my house is there, here is the shop, and that big air compressor, big, 50-gallon or whatever it is air compressor is over all the way on that side, about 30 feet from the property line. So
Chad says he had a clog in his airbrush the other night, used the carb cleaner. It works so well. Thank you for that tip. I'll make sure to keep some on hand.
isn't the carburetor cleaner amazing for that? I really love it. Borough Brown and then Kia. Little bit of brown. Brown, said yes. A little bit of black. Black, said yes.
What about silly string? A flammable chemical in an aerosol can that becomes napalm in your birthday candles.
Yeah, good times. Love that stuff.
Edson says, evening y'all. Alan, my wife reminded me of incredible edibles and creepy crawlers.
Yes, creepy crawlers are pretty great. I ain't gonna lie. I love those things. Not alcohol.
You leave it in the van.
And they
You had it hooked on your shorts most of the time.
Stan, tell a story.
Gotcha. Big dog, are you talking about this mask?
I wasn't necessarily thrilled with anything that came out of the Easy Bake Oven either, honestly.
So that's your light up witch, right? Or the
This is the Crumbs.
that's a big dog next to the Crumpets. Rob says, hey Stan, how about some simple water and alcohol labels while you're designing? Burn.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty good. Corey says, Alan, have you tried Blackout 3.0?
Yes, I have a bottle over here.
One Fried says, the carb cleaner leaves residue. What about brake cleaner?
Brake cleaner, I don't like as much as the carburetor cleaner. And after you clean with carburetor cleaner, you just clean with something else, like alcohol. Just run alcohol through it.
Happening says, be aware that carb or brake cleaner will strip the chrome off your airbrush, so rinse again with water and don't use it on your expensive Iwatas.
I don't have expensive Iwatas. That's my secret, Captain. No, in all honesty, I haven't had any trouble with it stripping the chrome off of my Pache H. I just don't have an issue with it.
Corey asks, how does it look once you mix Black 3.0 latex and water? Is it still super black?
No, and I'm actually not a fan of the Black 3.0. It's very textured, so I found that I couldn't really use it on masks. It has to be put on a certain way and with texture, and that just did not jive with how I normally do things. So I have a nice brown here that I'm going to use for shading, and you won't see what I'm doing at first because I'm over here, but I will move eventually, and you'll see. This brown is just deepening some of the things that are happening. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 9:08 p.m.
Good.
Chad says, I'm trying to order a new trigger for my Passion H on their website, but having a hard time. Have you ever had to order a new trigger?
Yes, and here's what I do. I email the guy named Chuck Passion, and I say, Chuck, Alan Hops sent me to you. I need to order a new trigger part for my Passion H. And Chuck will help you. Chuck Passion on the Pache website. Good guy, great company, he will help you. That's my inside airbrush hookup right there, just for you and everybody else who's watching.
Michael says, Chuck is awesome.
He is. Chuck's the man. Yeah, I know.
Corey asked, is anything going on the back of the mask?
I'm about to airbrush the back of it right now. Just added a little more black to this mix, and I'm going to continue the scale pattern onto the back, so it's just less noticeable.
Thank you, Scott. We put Chuck's contact info.
Oh, that's so awesome. Boy, if you guys can get yourself a Scott Coldheart, you ought to do that. They're very efficient and helpful. Scott is awesome. Chuck's going to be like, who'd you give my info to? Everybody.
Just one guy. Seriously. That's...
Okay.
Redbird asks, is the eye still screen? Did you paint that on screen?
I did paint the screen.
Corey said, I think I think they're talking about the pupil is a doll's eye or a taxidermy eye.
Oh yeah, that is a glass eye.
Misty says, watching your videos is the highlight of my day. Thanks for sharing your time and talent with us.
That is so awesome and kind of you to say. Warren, if someone comes up to you while you're wearing this and says, hey, some of those things in the back aren't hexagons, it means you're not being scary enough. So, like, if that happens, just up your game and start, like, chucking toddlers.
Scott asked if this mask will be used at dark hour.
No, this is going to my buddy Warren, who I'm really hoping that he might get to use it at Fright Kingdom. Maybe. I think he plays there some. And his home haunt, which he also plays at. But I don't know if this fits into his home haunt theme. And now I'm just doing some general shading.
He says, I'll hit him with my giant club.
That's right.
Cyclops.
Okay, so now these pop a little more than these do. So I'm going to hit these guys with this same brown mix.
Scott says, I think the eyes came from Van Dyke taxidermy.
No, actually, these eyes just came from Amazon. They're just eyes, decorative eyes from Amazon, which I will put up a link eventually. And it doesn't, like, you don't have to do every single block. You're just trying to carry some of that over to the front.
Third Degree says, yes, I act at Fright Kingdom in New Hampshire pretty often, and also occasionally at Legends with Fear in Connecticut, and Ravenwood Haunted Farm in Massachusetts.
If something happens because Texas is not exactly compliant, and you all open up and I don't, you might be getting a visitor, and if you could help me get a guest acting gig, I would be very appreciative. I used to go up and do training at Canopy Lake Park, and if they're open, I might go and work at them a night or two. So I like to see the shows that I've trained at.
Enigma says, hi all.
What's up, Enigma? And someone corrected me because I was doing Sadness Part 1. I thought that was Enigma, but wait,
Yeah.
that is Enigma?
Yeah.
There's some song, 3 a.m. Eternal is the one that I thought they did. That was.
Joanne wants to know if you could use silicone caulk to fill in the seam between the mask and the sock if you wanted to.
You can, but the seam isn't as bad as it looks on camera. I noticed that a while ago. Some things just look worse on camera for some reason than they do to the eye. It's actually not that bad, and it's glued up right to it. What you're seeing is the thickness. If you did silicone, then you can't actually paint the silicone the same way. That would be very tough. So I let it go like this. This is going to be great for 99% of most haunt applications. If I absolutely needed to be outside, maybe I would put hair on it or something. But I would wear it like this. You know, if you put it on a big guy like Warren, or if you put it on a stilt actor, it becomes part of a whole, and it's just way less noticeable.
Third Degree says, Eric at Haunted Overload is building like crazy, and I know we'd love to have you, and I know we both love that haunt.
Yeah, I do.
Mata says, hello everyone. And Enigma says, is airbrushing intuitive, or does it take some skill?
It takes practice. I don't think it takes skill, but it takes practice. If you're not practiced, then you won't be as good at it as someone who does practice. I think the Pache H is the easiest of all the airbrushes. I like how it works, and I can make my brain think in how it works.
Enigma wants to know if you did the electronics on the mask already.
No, I'll do that. Well, I'm probably not going to do that now because I'm going to flock a goat. This guy's getting pretty close to done.
What electronics are you at?
LED, wiring up the LEDs in the compass. Have you done that yet?
Many times.
You did.
Yeah, I did them all appearance stuff.
That's right. Hey, you want to get some eyes? Get some LEDs and start wiring that up?
Who's that? Is this one?
Yeah, this guy.
What color?
Red. Everything is red now.
Is that?
Everything is red now. Okay. Now I'm put a little bit of shade in. Make the eye feel a little more round. It's those last details that make it happen. Enigma, that is quite a thing you're working on there, sir. Warren, would you like drool on your Cyclops or just a nice wet mouth? Wet, drool on the Cyclops, or just moisture on the Cyclops? I'll tell you that I'm pretty happy with it as it stands. You know what? If I were smart, and maybe in the future what I'll do is I'll cut some of these out so this line isn't straight. And then I've got a jagged line and it's easier to hide a jagged line than it is a straight one. And I think that will make that just go away. Like, see, that side's way better than this side. Moisture, yes. Yeah, well, stool definitely makes you look less menacing. It's like, oh, that must have crapped himself. That's gross. So, yeah, we'll go with that. But I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Warren, I am jealous of the mask that I'm about to send you. grab myself two, count them, two bottles. All right, so I have a matte sealer I'm going to put on. I'm going to put a matte sealer on it, on the whole thing to seal in the paint job, and I'm going to put a gloss sealer around the mouth. Liquitex matte varnish. So Scott, the horn is actually neither. The horn is actually, it's Loctite foam that was done inside of a silicone mold. And then I actually painted resin onto it, so the horn is pretty solid. It's got a nice hard skin on it. Mary, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the pool noodle video. Okay, so Enigma, I need to move a little bit here. Enigma, I sculpt pockets into the mask already when I do LEDs. Here's your eye hole. That's where the LED goes. So it's up, it's out of the way, and it's not in your field of vision ruining Christmas. Where's that? That's paint. Great. Glad I knew that was there. So yeah, I put sockets in my LEDs. And pool noodles have been hard to stick together. I mean, unless you figure that out, it's tough. Oh yeah, sealer. That's what I'm doing.
You doing wiring stuff?
What's that? Yeah, so
The generic wire spools, not
probably underneath of the cart.
you know what I'm talking about. Just the generic.
Yeah, talk to them.
Cyclops.
Say hi. Take part in the paint job, whatever.
Abominable snow ant. Somebody ask a question. Anybody? Got nothing. What model Pache airbrush do you recommend?
I like a Pache H. I really like the Pache H.
Wow, I went from no questions to can't keep up. So Scott the character, I play at Dark Hour. I played a couple of them. I did a Wolfman during Dog Days a year ago, and I was Nosferatu during Haunt Season, and I was the doctor in the asylum a couple of times. Always fun.
What's your favorite?
I like the Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I like the, it's not that I don't like masks, I love the appliances, because you can emote through them, and
Stan, you're in luck. Just put that stuff back on the cart because I can't find the wiring.
all right.
I'll get the wiring done later. So once I get this guy set, then I'll move on to blocking.
Plugging.
And this is going to go on wet, so it's going to have a little bit of gloss in the beginning, but this will dry and not be gloss.
Rob says, where are we getting the info for the labeling?
What do you mean?
I guess maybe for the paint we were talking about earlier.
Well, we have to use Prop 65, which is to sell in California. You have to note any carcinogens or anything in it, which everything is a carcinogen in California. And then there's some ASG or USG, I forget what the acronym is, that we have to kind of be aware of also.
A lot of ins and outs.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I have to make sure everything is legal before I can sell it. All right. So that's
Joanne
it.
wants to know what the big round thing is in the back.
Oh, that is our Lake of Banana Sadness. That is a $600 mold for an icon. That's a $600 mold or something. Yeah, for a castle. It's involved. I'll show you guys the finished product. Okay, I'm really liking how the Cyclops looks on camera. Hello, Pinshot. Yep, I'm officially jealous. It's very rare that I like want to keep a match for me. I want to keep this for me. Would you write matte sealer on that with a Sharpie?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to find high gloss.
Fireworks.
Bella. It's okay. You don't have to worry about those fireworks. You are inside and you are safe. Don't even sweat it. Listen to the rhythm of the pouring rain, telling me what a fool I've been. Banana. Banana. Thank you. Yeah, Bella is in her thunder shirt because she does not like fireworks, and I think that that's going to happen this evening. It is happening.
It's happening, yeah.
We live in the country.
Sweet ink. Sweet bro.
So gloss up the teeth, the lip.
So there's a reason you use that instead of the glossifier?
What's that now?
Is there a reason you use that instead of the glossifier can?
I just like this better now. I used glossifier for a long time. Now I like this.
What is a thunder shirt? I like cobwebs.
A thunder shirt is a vest that she is wearing to make her feel comforted and hugged while all the fireworks are going on. So, hello, cobwebs. All right, so this is Warren Cyclops, guys.
Hey, cobwebs.
Because this is Warren Cyclops. The Warren Cyclops. Okay, so there you go. That's all I did tonight. I would feel good. Very, very kind of you, sir. Very kind of you. Yes, he also gets a song. Now, let's talk about some goat action here.
Rachel says the paw on the foot. She's like, you are my thunder buddy for life. Bella is my girl. She
Yeah.
gives amazing hugs, and it warms my heart every time I get to see these guys.
They are good doggos,
Yeah,
all
they
things
are.
considered. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and this goat, by the way, this is like practice test goat number 47. This one is not actually for an order. This is one that I'm testing out all the things for the order. So there you go. So I just done the goat mask, and I just want to make sure the orders are as good as they can be. The only way that I can do that is to do a practice one. I hear you, Robert. I hear you. My other two doggos are fine with it, but the girl dog is no. So let's put some flocking on this. And I think I'm just going to flock the muzzle area, and I'll do fur on all this back here. Because I want the length of the fur to help hide the horn seam. Yeah. So let's get things set up.
You want to go?
Yes, I will want that. I'm going to grab a garbage can, a board.
John Wick.
You have to have a serious case for your serious blocking guys.
Serious.
Flocking. All right, I'm going to take this black flocking because that's what I'm going to flock in with. This goes with the extra Satan. This is a little John Wick, isn't it? Okay, so this is the big flocking gun that I just got in recently, and I'm actually going to switch its top out to this top.
Robert says those horns will look good on Krampus.
Yeah, they would. Thank you. Yes. They may one day.
So Joanne says no flocking on the third eyelid, correct?
Yeah, we'll not flock the eyelids. But the flock is only going to go, hopefully, where the flocking should only go where I put the adhesive. It does have kind of a wimpy lead on it. I wish it had a longer lead. But what do I know? I'm going to get some things together. Stan, talk to them about the flocking process. And if you don't know about the flocking process, just make up something.
So flocking gun. So I have flocked some stuff before, but the one that I use came in a kit, and it looked like a giant pepper mill. And you spray an adhesive on it, and or you actually brush an adhesive on every part that you want it to touch to, and so you have the super fine. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like a really fine, like fur. The stuff I used was like a velvet. It was really, really, really fine, and you turn it like like a pepper grinder, and you would cover the adhesive with it, let it set. Stuff I used, what I used was overnight. And you let it set, you can dump off any of the extra the next day. I have not used a electric powered.
You use a shaker flocker, huh?
I use a shaker flocker.
Yeah. That's there's a glove method that you can do. Really nice little flocker that way.
What I want to see is how this goes, because I have a werewolf mask
Yeah.
that I haven't painted yet, that I am holding out a little to see what this looks like for the muzzle on it before I
You're
commit.
saying that you're here for personal gain.
You know, I do get paid a little.
Yeah.
There is a lot of personal gain. To make giant banana cylinders and smell all the bleaches and it's great. Yes.
Heavy bleach smelling day.
Heavy bleach smelling day.
The scent of bleach, just one of the perks at Alan's workshop.
That's right. All the chemicals. Oh, thank you, Scott. I just got it in the mail today. I'm really digging my Hefferon shirt. Catherine wants to know if it's nylon or polyester, or is it meant to be electrostatically charged so that it stands upright?
Those are actually nylon. Those are nylon, and the fibers are nylon. This is 6mm flocking is what it is.
There we go. Big Dog is still waiting for his shirts.
It does take a little while to get to you, simply because normally now we're used to things being a little bit faster, and this is not super fast. They do a little bit of batch processing, so it ends up where you have to wait a while to get a shirt.
Oh, crap. Seriously?
Which I understand, but did you drop it on the ground?
No, it came unhooked.
The fact that she is not freaked out is actually really nice.
It came unhooked all by itself?
Of course not. I tried to move it.
You were helping. Serves right. I got it.
Stop helping.
Everybody wants to do this.
There we go. The hard way.
Yeah, you might be on a weird button. So
One knife. Just one knife.
just like this, you put it down, and then you can lock this. And then when you want to get it in or out, just peel it back, and then pop it back in.
You know, an engineering degree first.
You do. Yeah, this, well, yeah, we're not in Australia, but yes. I'm in a bedroom and I want a scent of bleach.
So, Horror, we scrubbed the floor with some bleach today, and I was in here working, and I didn't even realize how bad it was until I went outside and came
Until
back.
I told him to leave
Yeah.
over the phone. Like, get out of the shop, guys. Get out of the shop.
I feel really tired.
So, this is alcohol-based ink, of course. This is contact cement. You really want your contact cement to be the same color, kind of, as the flocking. An alcohol-based ink does a really good job of tinting contact cement. Luckily, I happen to have a lot of that stuff around. And I just like the bond. We tried a couple different adhesives, and what I liked the best was contact cement.
So when I bought mine, it came with one. Did they make one just for this?
One what?
It came with adhesive with it, which is kind of, it looked like contact cement. It was.
It's basically contact cement.
Happening wants to know what kind of phone you use for your live streams.
This is a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus.
Misty says, thank you for the advice of tinting contact cement.
No problem. Look at my contact cement video too.
Tint it out. Scott asks, when it's convenient, can you do a close-up of the horns so we can see the grooves a little better?
Oh, I actually haven't done the grooves yet. I haven't done any grooves. I haven't touched this guy much. He just has been sealed in with the contact, with the liquid nails. So they've got a good hard firm skin on them, but I haven't put the grooves in yet. Okay, so I put a T-pin in here over on the mask. See that T-pin? I'm going to clip the lead of the gun to that. Okay, this one takes a 9-volt battery, so I have to go get a 9-volt battery. Oh, Mumra, Skeletor, Mumra. Yes, Weldwood and Pinata. Full disclosure, I only bought these batteries because they had Stilt Beast green color on them.
Happening Mojo says you're using Pinata alcohol inks and Weldwood, correct?
Correct. Now, here's the golf. What I like about this one is that I don't have a handle. I bought two to try them out, and I haven't tried this one yet. This is the first time that I will have used this particular gun. It uses a negative ion generator. Uses a negative ion generator. And sometimes when you hear me increase my volume in speaking, I'm just trying to cover up the sound of fireworks for my doggo. So I'll fill this with flocking, and then I'll clip this onto this lead, and then I have a charge going through, and I will shake this on to this guy.
Cat Swift asked, you use rubber cement because of the latex. Would you also use it for flocking onto wood or foam?
Yeah, you can use it for flocking onto wood or foam. You can use it for either. You know what? I actually think that I like the other. See, I have multiple size screens. And I think I can get it come out of this one just as well. Flocking. Most of your flocking comes from the UK. A couple companies here, but it's all special order when you want the long stuff. If you want like 0.25, then you can get it anywhere. But I don't want that. Yeah, you can make a static grass applicator with a negative ion generator, a 9-volt battery, and I'm eventually going to really up my game to a really nice flocking gun. But this is what I have right now. I didn't see the point in spending $1,400 on it right off the bat.
That's what they cost.
A real good one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm buying it,
Wow.
but it's after a laser cutter. I gotta buy the big laser cutter first.
Thank you.
And then
We need that.
I go for,
We don't want it. We need
right.
it. We need
I have not done any adhesive yet, but my gun is loaded, it's just turned off. Now I have the adhesive. And I might have put a little bit too much of ink in there. That's okay. I put a lot of ink in it, it's going to be a little bit darker, but it still has some translucency, and that's what I like. I can always paint over top of it. I can always airbrush again. You can use any kind of screen for that top screen. What I do want to do is I'm probably going to want to move this goat because the flocking is going to go everywhere. It's not just going to go where I want it to go. So I'm going to move El Goto.
Give me a second, I've got to get my story straight. My friend's in the bathroom getting higher than the Empire State. Girlfriend, she's been waiting for me across the bar. Smiles to take it, buy a pair of sunglasses, asking about a star. And
Joanne says maybe you should wear a mask. She must have missed the bleach story from earlier.
Yeah, you know what? At this point, I'm a little past my life. I should wear a mask. You're right. And any time that the camera's not on me, you just assume I'm wearing one. And when the camera is on me, you'll know I'm not. But then it's only because if I talk, I want you guys to hear me. Yeah, the negative ion generators are only about 60 bucks. So it's not like it's super expensive. And the alcohol actually makes the contact cement kick a lot faster than normal. Yeah, see, that's drier than I want it to be already. And we're just going to go. Here we go. Masato, what do you use your static grass applicator for? Static grass? Did you do a lot of miniatures? I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to the lead. It is on.
Sato says he's getting into miniatures and working on a supernatural miniature right now.
Cool. That's awesome. Stan, you want to come take a look at the goat?
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Werewolf mask is a go. How cool is that?
And what I'll do is I will train it to go the way that I want.
That's wicked cool.
Okay. We'll turn this off. We'll go there. Let's get you guys in on the action here so you guys can see what's happening. See that? All that short hair there? And I'm going to use...
It's very subtle with black hair on a black mask.
It is black hair on a black mask. That is very true. But I want to grab a hair dryer, and I know I have one somewhere. I'm just going to use an hair dryer to push that hair in the direction I want it to go. I want to train it. No, I'll use a brush. I'll use a chip brush. You can do that too. But I don't want it to stick straight out. That is very cool.
Everyone's loving it.
All these dogs, banana lake of sadness, mass hysteria. Yeah, it actually looks pretty darn good, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
It's very good. Very natural.
And I'm gonna, would you hook the air hose up?
Yeah.
Unhook my air brushes. Be careful to knock them off their holders. Then I'm going to blow some air on it and just get all this loose flocking off that we don't want on there.
Problem says, how much nicer could the $1,400 gun make it?
I don't know. I really have no idea, but I'm going to find out one day. You know what? This is moving the hair the way that I want.
Poison wants to know how durable is the flocking.
It's as durable as flocking. Did you ever have Tantor when you were a kid, or Mothman? It's about that durable.
Don't pet it too much.
Yeah, I mean, the more you rub it, the more you'll make it go off, but you say that about a lot of things. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and change where the pin is, and I will flock the chin and the throat some, well, the bottom jaw and over here on the sides.
Can you layer it to make it thicker?
I don't have all my flocking skills down. Is it possible? I'm sure it's possible. Yes, with the muzzle, I'm definitely going to flock some werewolves here coming up.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's going to be a werewolf flocking season. It will happen.
Michelle asked, do you have to do it multiple times, or is the one time enough? Or does it just depend on the look you're happy with?
I think it depends on the look. And one of the reasons where I have multiple flocking guns is I may want to do a couple colors, and it takes a bit to change colors. So it takes time. Like an airbrush, you know, you got to get all those little hairs out, put in all the other hairs you want in there. So. And I could have made this a little more translucent. And remember that the glue will actually get matte as it dries. Right now, the glue itself is pretty glossy. It's going to matte up.
Kenny says he thinks the cement would lay the flock back down if you try to make layers.
It could, yes. It very well could. You know what? Let's try it. We'll try and do another layer on top of this. That's why I'm not doing this on a customer's mask first. Boris, wake up, buddy. Boris, you're having a dream.
Rabbits chasing.
And it all depends on how thick you want your flocking to be. How long can you keep your glue moist? You know, that's pretty important.
Yeah, you sleep.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab my air gun again. Pretty much one time is enough. And also, I can go in and I can airbrush whatever I need, you know. I am low-key in love with this, I'll tell you that right now.
You are what?
I'm low-key in love with it. I really like that. Would you put this black flocking back in the bag for now? Don't do it over the mold per se. All right, so I have for that time when I had a brush, what a good time. Can I put it in my pocket? Is there a brush in there, Sam? In here? Chip brush? Let's grab another one. Jason, a bear is coming. I'm going to make the bear from the Prophecy film. The old 70s movie. I'm making the bear from that. So I'm using the brush to kind of train the hair the direction that I want. Because hair grows a certain way. But I'm very happy with the general look of it. This will mat down the, it will go matte. Bear with me. Yeah, this is actually really nice here on the sides. It really caught a lot of it. So I probably should have done all of this laying on its back because this looks better in my opinion than up here. Did you empty the gun already?
Mm-hmm. Per your request.
Yeah.
You want some more? You want black flag black in the
It'd
gun?
be cool if you put a little more on there. Because I'm just going to try and do that second layer, which is why we do this on someone on a mask that isn't promised to somebody. Let's see if we mess it up.
Would like Super 77 work?
Super 77 does work, and it has a longer open time, meaning it's stickier longer. I can tell you that this is kind of becoming just a mess, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad mess.
Good night, Corey.
This is my contact cement.
Masato says, maybe if you wanted more detailed, you could do long flocking for the main areas and then put glue around the borders and do shorter flocking to blend.
Well, I can airbrush this hair, so I can just airbrush this. And we're going to see what 2 layers looks like, because what I'm painting on now has already been flocked, and I'm going to flock it a second time. Come back so I can flock you a second time.
Happening Mojo says, when I flock, I use a little vacuum for keyboards, low powered, and go in one direction to create a nap. Anything that doesn't stick well gets sucked up, and then you can add a second different size layer.
Yeah, well, as long as your glue has a long enough open time. I think my glue is kind of drying. I wish this lead was a little longer. And I just got shot. Awesome. I think this is making the goat look hairier, which is good. How much did you put in, Stan?
Handful.
We got plenty. It looks like a second layer looks just fine.
Oh yeah, they can't see it.
Sorry. All you're missing is me doing this. That's all you're missing.
Camera.
Okay, so I'm gonna move this guy. Stand now, if you could put this blocking back in the bag, I would appreciate it.
Sure.
Then disassemble that guy and put him in there. I'm going to go ahead and put him back here. I think he is going to look pretty good. I can do 2 layers. That's cool.
Now from here, you can see the hair, we're pushing the hair around.
Oh yeah?
Gregory would like an extreme close-up, please.
Extreme close-up!
Michelle said with the second layer, it really seems to stand out more from that distance.
Yes. Yes, it does. I also like that it was going on the same direction I wanted it to lay, pretty much. And this looks, you know, a bit like a black mess right now, but again, I'll go in and I'll airbrush, clean up. And tomorrow, this glue should be pretty matte. There are parts of it that I love, but all of it I like. Werewolves are going to get this. Yeah, it's fuzzy. Oh, Stan, pet it. Pet him's nose. Pet him's nose.
Oh, wow. That's like creepy cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all soft.
Yeah, you don't expect the mask to feel that way.
Uh-uh. Creepy cool.
And paint happens after. You know, this should get painted later. But the nose came out nice, I think. It was the right amount. Now, and this would look better if the hair were like gray, but I wanted black hair on this black goat, so that's what you get. Okay.
Pet a demon goat.
Too late. We did it.
Pet the demon goat. And then Rachel said something that should be on a t-shirt. And I want to know what that is. So flocking cool. Okay. Gonna cover in the bald spot, huh?
Yeah, if that works, let me know too.
Next week we're gonna flock stand. Yeah, I think the second coat is just fine over top of the first coat. I think it works. I really like this. Yeah, see, and I'll do fur up in here that does all the rest of it.
Rob asks, what would it look like without the electrostatic charge?
It would just fall onto it and be glued down.
In every direction.
Yeah, it would look like pickup sticks, but hair.
Michael asks, can you get longer flocking?
I can. This is actually pretty long. Most flocking is a quarter of this length. This is actually long enough to see the hairs, and I'm pretty on par with a dog muzzle with this length, which is probably my main use is the bears and the dogs and such. So, yeah. Okay.
Philip says, evening everyone.
Good evening. We're actually about to wrap up here. So, good night, big dog.
Good night, big dog. Take care. Happy
Yeah,
4th of
I'm not
July.
having anything fun tomorrow. Shannon's working tonight. She's working tomorrow. I'll be in the shop all day, making monsters. I'll probably go live for quite a bit of it. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out. We did make an awesome Cyclops. That guy got finished today. And the goats flocking got done today. Normally I think I would do this after. This would be what you guys really wanted to see it. I really wanted to see it. So I'm happy with that. And it's pretty durable. Like it's not like coming off on my hand or anything. So happy with that.
Kenny P says, Alan, you are so appreciated for all you do.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. I
Rachel
appreciate
said,
that.
thanks for showing us the flocking.
No problem. Happy to. Happy to.
Horror Beauty is signing off because 5 o'clock's early in the morning.
It is, man. I'm signing off too. You guys are great. Stan, is the camera pointed at you? Say
Happy
good,
4th of July, everybody. Thanks.
say good night.
Good night.
And then I say good night, and I also say, go make stuff.